favorite church celebration. It has always been for some reason, and I never knew why, except that when I think of the people over the years who have passed on, I often feel so blessed and grateful that they have shared and contributed to my life, perhaps in some small way. Bottom line is that I often feel like no matter how small they have contributed, or I or we have been changed somehow because of them. In many instances, perhaps it's not we, us individually, who have been impacted or changed, but it's our community that has been impacted by that single soul as we are molded and influenced by our community around us. Every single person who has been in our midst, in any small and certainly in any great way, has informed our lives, and hopefully for the better. And so these are our saints, and these are who we celebrate today. And we look at these saints we have journeyed with in the past, saints with whom we journey now in the present moment, and those we have hope for the saints of the future. So we talk about the saints of our past, the ones that we recall, the ones who have found their eternal rest. We remember their faith and the fact that our fellowship is a community, is a communion together of eternal life. The members of this community who have passed remain a part of it even after death. It is from these saints that our heritage of faith has been passed on. It is from these saints the time-honored values are passed on and are brought to present. And it is from these saints that we can draw courage and strength as we remember their lives and their actions and their relationship with us, and as we persevere together right here in a community. And as we reflect over our lives, we recall many saints, loved ones who have been a part of our community, who, though they're resting in another realm, still keep a relationship alive with us today as we recall their memories, as we talk about who they were to us and the things that they did. On this All Saints, it is good to allow these special thoughts of loved ones to surface, to be relived and to be cherished once again. As we confess in the Apostles' Creed, I believe in the communion of saints, there is a relationship with the past saints which affect our present in a good and healthy way. This is why we celebrate. The writer to the Hebrews says that we are surrounded by a cloud of witness as we worship the Lord. The lives of those past saints do affect us. It's good to recall their influence and their friendships and the bonds that link us to them and help us to remember the past. For instance, perhaps one of you here, or a few of you here, has been introduced to your spouse by a dear saint who is no longer with us. Perhaps you're part of this community today because you were brought here or you were told about this place, this community, by someone who is no longer with us.
Say amen to that.
This is the past informing the future. And as you are right now, right here, you know that your life would have been different if not for a contribution of a saint. And I know that many of us do not consider ourselves to be saints. So we just talked of the saints of the past, and now we're talking of the saints of the present. It's good, it feels to be narcissistic to refer to ourselves as saints, doesn't it? But it is good to reflect on how we ourselves have made contributions and are making contributions to our community. How we have made these contributions in impactful ways. I would like to think that we ourselves are saints in the making. And we shouldn't take that lightly. We're called to do the work, to journey with each other in faith and in love. We're called to be companions to each other and witnesses for each other. This is what the saints before us did, and it's why we could never forget them and why we celebrate them. It's because of their journeying alongside us over time that teaches us how we could journey with each other and journey with people, the saints of the future. I have joked about us being saints in training, but seriously, how will you be thought of in your passing? Will you be thought of in a loving way? Will we smile when we think of your name? What weight will your sainthood carry? I think it's worth thinking about, as those of our past has set an example of the life that we are called to, and has informed us on the types of saints we could be in the future. So we say thanks to God for the saints of the past who have informed us and who is informing our current lives and living, and who have paved a path for our future. Thanks be to God.
Amen.
Amen.